Voice of Change News.
This is Voice of Change Radio News. I'm Amanda Kumalo. A quick look at stories making the headlines. President in Angola for high-level summit. In business news, Zimbabwe achieves highest winter wheat hectarage. In regional and international news, EU applauds Zimbabwe election transparency. In sports news, well done Zimbabwe Cricket, we salute you. The news in detail. President Mnangagwa will today attend a high-level heads of state and government summit under the auspices of the African Union to coordinate and harmonize regional responses to the conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo that has deteriorated over the past few months. The fourth summit of the Southern African Development Community, the East African Economic Community of Central African States, and the International Conference on the Great Lakes region is being held under the auspices of the African Union. President Mnangagwa, who is the AU Peace and Security Council chairperson for June, left Harare for Luanda yesterday. In other news, traditional leaders have a central role to play in liaising with government departments to champion development in their areas, local government and public works minister July Moyo said at the weekend. Sunday saw the official installation of Chief Gezani, whose chieftains had been abolished by the colonial government. Vice President and Minister of Health and Childcare, Dr. Constantino Chiwenga, was the guest of honor at the hugely subscribed event. Under the Second Republic, President Mnangagwa is championing a deliberate and elaborate devolution development framework that has seen previously marginalized areas getting a fair slice of the national cake. As development finds its way into the rural areas, traditional leaders, particularly chiefs, have increasingly become important in the development trajectory. In business news, a record wheat harvest is expected this year after the country put 86,000 hectares under the crop, the highest hectarage since wheat growing started in 1966. This year's winter wheat target was 90,000 hectares compared to 80,000 hectares last year, giving the nation hope of attaining a higher yield than last year's record harvest. This is expected to produce 420,000 tons of the cereal, well above the 375,000 tons achieved last year and the minimum of 360,000 tons needed for self-sufficiency. Speaking at Chibero Agricultural College during a field day last Friday, Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development Permanent Secretary Dr. John Basera applauded wheat farmers for doing well this season, adding that this record hectarage was greatly appreciated. In news beyond our borders, pursuant to President Mnangagwa's resolve to conduct free, fair and transparent elections, Zimbabwe has invited the world to witness this year's harmonized pause, with the European Union being the latest to welcome the invitation as cooperation between the bloc and Zimbabwe continues to scale new heights. The president has continued to reiterate the importance of transparency before, during and after the pause. He has made it clear that Zimbabwe has nothing to hide and has put in place measures for violence-free, transparent and credible elections. Consequently, government has extended an invitation to regional, continental and international bodies to come and observe the general elections slated for August 23. Writing on his official Twitter handle yesterday, the European Union's ambassador to Zimbabwe, Joost von Cashman, said the European bloc warmly welcomes the country's invitation. He said the invitation was testament that Harare and Belgium continue to strengthen their cooperation on all fronts. And finally, in sports news, President Mnangagwa yesterday joined the nation in celebrating the successes being scored by the Zimbabwe cricket team following their historic win over the United States in the last Group A game of the International Cricket Council Cricket World Cup qualifier at Harare Sports Club. The Chevrons set off wild scenes of celebrations at the end of their game yesterday after defeating the Americans by a massive 304 runs. The president took to Twitter soon after the big win, which entered the record books as the second biggest winning margin in the history of ODI cricket. The president took to Twitter soon after the big win, which entered the record books as the second biggest winning margin in the history of ODI cricket. The only country that has won by a big margin is India. The Indians set the record when they beat Sri Lanka by 317 runs in January this year. That brings us to the end of this bulletin.
Voice of Change News.
Mashonaland West Province calls itself much best, the best province in the country, and one of the best success stories of much best by a country mile is the Chinoyi University of Technology CAT, which has taken the government's program of Education 5.0 to dazzling heights.
With the introduction of the innovation hubs, which are in line with the 5 core tenets of the Education 5.0, namely teaching, research, community service, innovation, and industrialization, the Chinoyi University of Technology has been proactive in pioneering development by harnessing science and research.
The university is manufacturing the best vitamin mineral block lake for animals, both domestic and game. Farmers see a significant change in their animals within 2 weeks of feeding.
The product has taken the market by storm. Farmers have gone as far as using the blocks for horses and game animals, and the animals are responding well.
Welcome to the Chinoyi University of Technology Feed Factory. This is an output of our government support in pursuit of the Education 5.0 mantra that we are pursuing. Currently, we are producing commercialized blocks which are meant to support ruminant animals, the beef animals, the dairy animals, the sheep and goats.
The Chinoyi University of Technology's Block Lake Press Factory now produces 4 products, and all of them have been registered properly by the Ministry of Agriculture. The products are available in all the country's 10 provinces, and they are now hoping to start exporting them soon.
Surely the Chinoyi University of Technology is a force to reckon with, as it is contributing toward the government's program of Vision 2030. Nyika inova kwa neve nevayo.